Hi guys, welcome. Welcome if you are new, welcome back if you are not. Today we're going to do a little California special. After all, I am a California girl. So we're going to do some poppies today, some California poppies and some dandelions. So I hope you really like what you see. If you like, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And we're starting off, I did the base color on the thumbnail, which was just a white. And then I'm using the stamper. I'm using the Manology Black, to put the stamper and to fill the edges of the stamper. That my stamper is a little bit too small for this nail, so I'm just did extra stamping to fill in the edges. And now I am coloring in the flowers, which you'll see here. To do stamping, it's still a challenge for me, to be honest. I had a jelly stamper, and then every time I needed to stamp, I had to buff the top of the stamper. It very quickly went right into the trash. I got very frustrated. So I am using the silicone stamper for these ones. I do need to get a new jelly stamper, but the silicone works beautifully. And so here I'm just doing the orange using Beetle's orange, actually. And then going back to the stamper, I just bought a little stamping kit off of Amazon, and I found this particular picture and the next picture in the stampers, which I really liked. So that's kind of where I came up with this California theme. Again, I do hope you like it, and I will just sit back and let you watch for now. So here I'm just finishing up the nail. I do add a little bit more of some oranges, some different color oranges, just to create a little bit of dimension later on. But here you'll see I put the green over that white background. Made no difference whatsoever. The only thing it did do is the jelly green doesn't look like a jelly anymore, but you'll see what that truly looks like on the next nail. You could see a lot of see-through in that green polish or gel. It's actually quite pretty, and the green and the orange combo look really, really nice together. So we're going on to the next nail, and you can see that I did do the green background with the jelly, and now that you can really truly see that it is a jelly. And then I used the stamper for this image also. The next three nails I do not use a stamper. I hand painted, but these ones I really wanted to use the stamper for this poppy. And it turned out pretty nice. I used the Manology white on this and my silicone stamper. The one thing that I started doing, even I don't have tons of experience with stamping, but I saw somebody on Instagram using the stamper, and they cured the image onto the stamper before putting it onto the nail. So I tried that, and that seemed to work a little bit better. So I liked the way that it came out after I did that versus not doing that. So here you can see I'm just adding a little bit more detail to give it a little punch. And then I'll add a little orange onto that little closed flower or pod, and then we'll move on to the next nail. So for this nail, you can see it's got the green jelly again. I actually start with the center of the nail, the center of the dandelion. If you don't know what a dandelion looks like, it's the little ones that you probably like blew in the wind as a child, and all of the little white little petals or fluff kind of blew off into the wind. So that's what these are. You'll see it in the end. And actually, I really, really love the way they turned out, so much better than I had pictured in my head. This set was so fun for me. I really, really love doing these. They're just so sweet, and they are very nostalgic to my childhood. So probably for every kid. But I hope you like this one. I think this one actually turned out to be my favorite. So let me know what you think. When it all is said and done, let me know which one's your favorite. So we're getting toward the end here, and so I wanted to make some of the little petals flying in the wind, because that's kind of just what you see when you see dandelions. So here I'm just adding some kind of blowing in the wind, blowing off of the one that we are actually looking at, adding a little bit more detail, and then the green stem, and then we'll move on to the next one. So keeping to this orange and green theme, I decided to make this nail orange. And these are just going to be the petals blowing in the wind. No particular rhyme or reason. Of just kind of pictured how they would blow in the wind in my mind, and that's how it came out on the nail. So enjoy. Again, keeping with that green and orange theme, I just wanted this one to be a little bit different. And I started the application a little bit different from the other nail as well. Instead of starting with the center, I started with the little petals. And so I originally had done this nail using the stamper, which actually triggered this whole idea looking at the stamper, but it just didn't work. And it just looked kind of like a hot mess, to be honest. So you can see that I sanded it all down, and I started fresh, and I just hand painted all of the dandelions on this nail. It's this basically the same. I should have showed you a picture of what it looked like, but it looks exactly the same where there's 3 large dandelions on the stamper, but it just did not. It looked very cartoony, and that's not what I was looking for. So I think this one turned out way, way better. And so again, let's see what you think. You let me know what you think. And again, which one is your favorite? Just adding those last little details here. But you can see that the orange it's kind of hidden, so it's not too in your face. And the orange and green combo just worked perfectly. I do a couple stems on here, which you'll see in a second, but I'm just adding these last little details, and then we'll move on to looking at the whole entire set. So the last step here, which I often don't show, I don't think I've ever actually shown it on a video, but is doing the top coat over all of the nails. But you can kind of see what they look like together. Oh, I love them so much. But I'm just doing the top coat here. And I know a lot of people find this very satisfying, so I will shut up and let you watch. So here's the final product. Everything turned out exactly as I hoped it did, and I just love it. I think it's so cute. But thank you guys all so much for watching. Please leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know which is your favorite. And also, if you could, please like, comment, share, subscribe, all of the things. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks again so much for watching. Mwah. Bye.